Yes, it is Wednesday. It is noon, which means, of course, it is the High Noon Hemp Show. Of course, live or video on demand anytime. The Hemptations Beach Facebook page, also the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel, and on Twitter at Hemptations. If you don't want to look at us, you just want to hear us, podcast, of course, Podbean, Google Play Music, which I'm given to understand is eventually going to become Google Podcast. So if you can't find us on Google Play Music a year from now and you're watching this, go check out Google Podcast. We may be there. Also, iHeartRadio on the app. I am Joe Clare. I do various internet things, which you can find on Google or Bing or Netscape or whatever search engine you use. He is the man himself, Beach, high above the Temptations in Sharonville, Ohio. Beach, how are things in the world of Temptations?
Things are it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a I just I don't know, the world is still so weird. The world is so weird
Yes.
right now still. You just don't know which way to think. It's like you want it to be normal, and then you're reminded that this thing's still going on, but the stores are chugging along, the internet sales are chugging along. And so, here we are at the High Noon Hemp Show. Must mean it's high noon on a Wednesday because we are here. Thanks to my partner over there, Joe Clare, the man that holds it all down. I just sit here and read stuff and talk, and he's the one. You can hear him even pushing the buttons over there. The real master of the
That would
thing.
be me.
Never trying to blame him for anything. It's true. This Saturday, I believe it's this Saturday, the 30th, we celebrate Tom Peck Day. For those of you that don't know, Darth Stoic passed. Man, it's been like a year and a half ago. Has it been that long? It's crazy. He was a very good friend of mine and an employee. He probably worked for me longer than any other employee ever. And so we celebrate his birthday, which is the 30th. We will have I think we usually just do like a 10% off store-wide sale in his memory. I would like to say that is also Mark Linday's birthday, who passed not too long ago. Mark was Green Springs Technology, part of that. I will be focusing on stuff from both of them today, as I remember memories on birthdays, not when people passed. And so again, the 30th is Tom Peck Day. Tom with an H. I want to be specific about that because he always was. He was very peculiar about the spelling of his name. So he was Tom with an H. I after he passed, gave him the Darth Stoic name because we shared Star Wars love, but he was actually on the dark side of things, where I think I was on the on the good side of things, and he wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid to show it. That's for sure. And so, but we'll see a little bit more of that later in the show as well. And then on Monday, Hemp History Week starts. So next Wednesday will be the Hemp History Week version of the show. So you're going to want to tune in there and get some hemp history knowledge.
I may.
Oh my gosh, season finale. Wow, how about that? We will be finalizing season 7 of the High Noon Hemp Show.
Waiting word on season 8.
Waiting word. Should let you know. If I have to go into negotiations, I might try to boycott the Hemp History Show just to show them that I'm willing to stand up for the show. If I got to go,
in front of myself.
I haven't debated myself in a while, so it seems like a logical thing to do. So yes, how about that? Season finale, Hemp History. And again, we'll be doing store-wide sale on hemp goods next week, as well as some giveaways and whatnot with the old hemp purchases. And possibly, I don't know if we're going to be able to make this work, but I'm going to try to make this work. Coach Freddie may be in town, and I'm going to try to see if I can't get Coach Freddie, if he's here on Wednesday at high noon, to come in and do part of the show. If not, I have an alternate plan. I may interview him while he's here, and then we'll play the interview on the show. How about that?
There you go.
Just do a little brief thing. So one way or another, Coach Freddie is going to be on the show next week. Pretty sure one way or, like I said, another. So we'll see how that all works out, but I think it will. So you're going to want to tune in next week. Don't stop watching now or anything. But you're going to want to be here next week for that. Find out whether season 8's coming, hear about some hemp history and all that stuff. Now, the second segment of the show, I guess it really is, the product spotlights. What I like to say is 4 from the store, 1 from my door. And because we've ran through most of the products at this point now, I'm getting kind of lazy with it, and just doing general shots of things. This first shot is of backpacks. These are the backpacks that we currently have in stock at the Sharonville location. And of course we have backpacks. We should have backpacks of all kinds at all the locations. But people are getting out more, hiking more, walking more, doing more of that during all of this COVID-19 stuff. And so, a nice backpack will help you. So you don't have to hold all your stuff in your hands or put it in your pockets, maybe, when you're out there on your walk.
Yeah.
This next one is this is the Hemp Hoodlam Ladies Hemp Tea. I guess someone might have been trying or looking at these in the store because this was kind of laid out already, like screaming, take a picture of me just like this. I'll go back later and see if one of the employees folded it up.
Yes.
And again, all the pictures that I show come from the Sharonville location, but we should have this stuff at other locations if we don't let them know. And we'll see about getting it there. The next one is a little Planet Everywhere bag. This is just kind of a little side shoulder bag. Just put a little bit of stuff in. Again, if you just want to take your phone and a little bit of essentials out on your walk or out with you. And walks are the only thing I'm promoting when it comes to getting out. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe that if you can avoid going out in public, let's do that. It just seems like a ridiculous thing to do, to just go out, because we can. But, the bars are starting to work it out and the restaurants are starting to work it out, and I am not going to work it out. But if you are one of those people that does want to work it out, please wear a mask and wash your hands and do everything you can. Either way. But here's a little bag, to take out with you if you need to take some stuff out. And the last one is the Green Spring Technologies pens. Again, we should have these in all the stores. They come in different accoutrements, I should say, gold, kind of like a platinum-y color, and then a kind of a chrome silver color as well. And so, again, this is composite. Now, I believe, and I can almost tell by looking at them, that this is both composites in a way that they did injection molding for one and 3D printing for the other. You can tell by looking at them, the 3D printed one, you can just almost tell that it's just got tiny little layers. And then the composite one is really smooth. And so I believe the one that I carry, yes, is a composite, as you'll see in a moment, because it's always during the "What are you wearing?" beach segment. But the composite is easier to engrave, where the 3D printed, they couldn't really figure out how to engrave that. And so I do believe we may have some Hemptations engraved Green Spring Technology pen. I'm going to have to look at that. I don't see any laying there. But I thought we had some of those as well. And they might turned upside down, which seems ridiculous now that I think about it. And so we might just need to get them out. But in honor of Mark Linde, there's a Green Spring technology product for you to enjoy. And again, I carry my pen with me every day. The ink is replaceable with they use a very common pen ink. It's not any specialty. You can buy them anywhere that they sell ink. And so get those. That's 4 from the store. Now the one from my door is something that, and I believe I've shown this picture before, and this is actually 3 hemp items in one, because this is a hemp stage with a hemp lectern, and then of course a hemp backdrop. I believe those are officially called in the world. And so even if I have showed this before as one of my products, this is actually 3 of my products. We built the hemp stage years ago, and then we might have built the lectern at the same time. I don't know. I might have had the lectern already. And then the backdrop, as you can see, is actually the same backdrop that I use for the backdrop of the What Are You Wearing Beach, which I suppose is a good segue into What Are You Wearing Beach segment, part of the show. So, hemp stage, which I spoke for 20 minutes on being open for 20 years for our 20-year anniversary. I feel like I said that wrong, but I did have it worked out at one point or another, where it was as many 420s as I could get in together in a row. But it was actually for the anniversary. It wasn't on 420. It was for the anniversary, which is always September 1st was the day we opened the first store. Oh, hemp history early. There's some Hemptations hemp history early for you. A little teaser. What's to come for some Hemp History Week.
That's right.
So there you have it on the product spotlight. 4 from the store, 1 from my door here on the High Noon Hemp Show.
Speaking of teasers,
and now 4.
You heard it twice.
Teaser.
The previews, because you knew it was coming. If you're a regular listener or viewer, you knew it was coming. If not, maybe it's a pleasant surprise. You're thinking, hey, what about fashion? I know about hemp and CBD and the stores and all that, but what about fashion? Tell me more about fashion. Well, guess what? We will, because we ask an important question every single episode in our beachwear segment. When I ask Beach, what are you wearing, Beach?
That's right. If you don't know what to wear, or you just need some ideas, or you just want to know what I'm wearing, what are you wearing, Beach? Here it is. Now, you may notice that in this picture, I do have a different hat on. And the reason I have a different hat on is because, as I was mentioning earlier about Tom, he was on the dark side. This is actually Tom's Darth Maul grassroots hat. When Tom passed, his mom gave us most of his belongings. She didn't know what to do with them. And so I do have out in what I call the Funitorium, actually a little memorial, little shrine to Tom's stuff. And so this is actually Tom's grassroots Darth Maul take on the hat. And then, of course, there we go with the Green Springs Technology tee. And so, Mark had sent me 2 or 3 T-shirts shortly before he had passed, and so I wanted to wear that to honor him as well. I got the Piranha shorts with the head case boxer briefs, right? So those are more boxer-like. If you look in my pocket there closely, you will see my Green Springs Technology hemp pen. What you don't see are my Oasis no-show socks. I do believe I found those on Amazon. I think they're only about 20% hemp or something, but either way. And then, of course, the Saucony Jazz, which are mostly hemp and also vegan, if I remember correctly. So if you were curious how we honor people, or how I honor people by clothing, so to speak. Now you know. What are you wearing, Beach? It's all there to see.
There you go.
It's
Go
glory.
get dressed.
Anyway, I've been saving this that T-shirt for this particular show. Again, mentioned it. I've been mentioning it. I am almost 5 months, 6 months. No, 5 months. 5 months through. So starting January 1st, I have been wearing a different hemp shirt every day. Every day. Not just for the show, but every day. So I haven't added it up yet, but we're getting through May. First week of June is easy because I do believe I have 7 Hemp History Week T-shirts. So the first 7 days of June done already. I got them lined up and ready to go in the closet. And then we're just going to keep going until I run out of shirts, or I decide that I just got to wear something that I've already worn. But I'm trying to go 6 months for sure, half a year, wearing a different hemp shirt every day. And so we'll see. I will keep everybody informed. Next week, again, a little teaser. You can almost guess, you will know that I will be wearing a Hemp History Week shirt on the show. It's going to happen. And so there we have it. Not a whole lot of news. A little bit of news. I get a little bit of events. I haven't seen any questions or had any questions. So if you can think of any in the next 5-10 minutes, send them Joe's way, because he gets the scrolls and he knows what's going on. I'm watching mine on my Facebook page, but I don't feel like I'm informed with who's out there and who's watching it and who's commenting. So anyway, this first one's pretty exciting. Again, Canada has been going full blown with industrial hemp for food for probably 20 years. They're kind of slow to jump into the CBD, but a company, BC Hemp, is going to invest $15 billion in northern British Columbia for both pharmaceutical and industrial hemp products. And when I say industrial hemp products, what I'm pretty sure they're going to do is they're going to process this and use every part that they can. So they're looking, I believe this is going to be like a no waste hemp facility, because they're going to do everything from composite pellets for plastic like material, hemp oils, biofuels. They're also going to do food pellets for they're going to start with livestock, but they're pretty much, and of course I'm sure they're going CBD, because this supposedly this $15 billion will lead to, I think I read, 15,000 new jobs in northern British Columbia. For those people that are brave enough to live in northern British Columbia, because I'm not sure if I would want to live in northern British Columbia.
It's cold.
But it's got to be colder than most, but it also must not be too cold where they're at least going to get, I forget how many acres I read of industrial hemp. The hemp research facility includes a 100-acre farm that I think is going to be just for the pharmaceutical aspect, which is probably the CBD, because it's going to include a medical clinic and a pharmacy. And it may even be THC there. I don't know. Now, they are, mostly what the article that I read talked about was industrial hemp, not medical marijuana or recreational personal use marijuana. So that's pretty exciting. I almost want to. I'm pretty sure that they mentioned fiber, and again, using the whole plant for everything that it can be used for, creating jobs on the way. And so, good for BC Hemp. I'm gonna keep an eye out for their products. I think this is going to be the first year that they're going to be doing this as far as actually growing and processing and whatnot. So it's going to be kind of interesting to follow this company as they progress with industrial hemp products at the very least. And so good for them. You know, there's money to be made, so there's got to be money spent. I found some eco-friendly, they're touting themselves, they're supposed to be eco-friendly towels. It was an article about eco-friendly towels, and of course there was one, you know, I was hoping, and of course there was one towel that had some hemp in it. Now they only have 20% hemp, and they're 20% recycled polyester, but they're 60% just regular cotton, which is, you know, I'm kind of torn by even mentioning them, because if it's not organic cotton, then it's bad cotton. Again, there is nothing eco-friendly. You know, it's like you put 20% hemp in it, and even the 20% recycled polyester or whatever it is, recycled material, but it's still 60% cotton. So the majority of it is made out of a product that is terrible for the planet. So as much as I guess I wanted to mention these towels that are on Amazon that have 20% hemp in them, I now want to just rant about the fact that it's like a marketing thing to these people because they're using 20% hemp, but the 60% cotton, again, if it's not organic cotton, then chances are you're going at least 10% backwards. You know, because you got 40% good with the recycled material and the hemp, and then you got 60% bad with the cotton. So you're really going 10% backwards when it comes to being eco-friendly as a product. And so, you know, I mean, I have always said, to me, I will support products that have hemp in them no matter what. But it's not a hemp product unless it's 51% hemp. It's got to be 51% hemp to be a hemp product, in my opinion. And of course, that's not CBD. It's a totally different category. You know, it's like I have to preface these things now with the fact that CBD is a whole different category. But if we're talking, anything, if you want to really call it a hemp product, in my opinion, it should be 50% or more hemp. And again, I'm not saying that hempcrete is even 50% hemp. Hempcrete is great because the hemp replaces a product that is not eco-friendly with a product that is, and it's just, almost makes it, it doesn't make it superior, but it's just as good. And some would say superior. But and so it is what it is. But I can tell you, I don't think that I have worn a shirt that's been less than 55% hemp, which is the standard procedure. If the hemp company is really, really good at what they're doing, then the cotton is 45% organic cotton. If they're trying to keep them down in price, then that cotton's just going to be regular cotton. So again, I wear regular cotton, but I do not support regular cotton in any way. Again, in order to have a hemp closet, so to speak, I think I know for a fact that I have one shirt that was less than 50%, and ironically it started getting holes in it faster than just about any of my other hemp shirts, except for a line that I remember was short hemp. They were using really short hemp or doing something weird with the weave. I can't think of, other than that one t-shirt, honestly, that one t-shirt, I can't think of any other shirt that I have that is less than 55% hemp. And again, I will not include that t-shirt in my different hemp shirt a day. Even though I do believe it is a Hemp History Week shirt, ironically enough. So I might have to figure out how that's going to work. I might have to wear like another hemp shirt underneath it. I don't know, just to, just to make sure that I qualify. Oh shoot! So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, the real point is yes, if you're looking for a new set of towels, then I would rather you went and bought the ones that had 20% hemp, 20% recycled, and 60% cotton, as opposed to the ones that are 100% cotton. And the set of 6, it was actually, I think, a decent deal. Set of 6 towels, I think were $50, 42 on sale right now on Amazon. Which is 2 towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. And so, in all honesty, I don't think that's too bad of a deal with any product. Even if it is a little bit of hemp. And so, again, I'd rather do that than go to Walmart or whatever and buy some really cheap cotton towels that I know are good for the planet. I'm definitely not eco-friendly. Not even close. Last story of the last little news that I have. This is kind of, again, some very interesting, possibly rantable news. Is there is a Japanese company that says they are extracting CBD from orange peels. They won't say how they're doing this, which, again, to me, it would just be a press. Again, you press the oil out, and then you extract the CBD, if there's really CBD in it. We have seen this before, where there was a company that was claiming they were getting their CBD from, I'm not going to remember now. It's been a couple years back. Humulus or something. But anyway, they were claiming to get the CBD from a plant that wasn't cannabis. The science was not true. They were not extracting CBD from this other plant. And so, obviously that product is no longer available, and they were, they stopped doing that because it wasn't true. And so we'll see about this this Japanese company that's claiming to get CBD from oranges. If they telling everybody that they have to keep the oranges sealed in a indoor facility for 4 months, no one can see them, and they're destroyed,
Voila,
plants and
CBD.
all. Voila, CBD.
Came from oranges.
Came from oranges, I swear. Read the sign. It says we're growing oranges in here. Look no further, folks. Then we'll see what comes out of that too. Keep an eye on. I think they were called Hiro Industries. I'll keep an eye on them and see how far they get in this whole thing, one way or another. All right, a little bit of events, like I mentioned, next week, Hemp History Week. So celebrate that wherever you are. Get some hemp history. I would go to Vote Hemp or the HIA, Hemp Industry Association site. They usually are. I didn't get anything about participating in Hemp History Week this year. I don't think I hope I wasn't left out on purpose. I might have been, because I'm not sure I'm a member anymore, so maybe they don't care to invite me. That's probably more likely. But so I didn't register the events if they could do that. But we will be celebrating. Of course, we will be celebrating Hemp History Week next week as well. Hemptexture.com is resuming their contractor training next week and the week after as well. You can go to their website. If you haven't registered for that, by now, you should soon. There's probably a deadline. Here is a virtual event. This is put on by the NOCO Hemp Expo people. So you go to NOCO, hempexpo.com for more information. But it's called Experience Hemp Summer Solstice Virtual Conference and Trade Show. And this is going to happen June 16th through the 19th. So that's kind of interesting, and I may go check that out myself just to see what they're going on for the virtual conference and trade show. You may have to buy a ticket. I don't know. I mean, NOCO, you have to pay for it. I don't know if you have to pay for this for certain things to view certain stuff, possibly. So we'll see. I'll keep you informed on that. But it's just a couple weeks away one way or another, and you can go to NOCO hempexpo.com and get more info. And if you don't know, if you go to hemptations.com, on the second page, I try to put all the information as far as news and events. And I have now started listing even other companies where you can go and purchase things that we may or may not carry here, but that are in demand, from hemp seed to clothing to all kinds of to shoes to whatever. And so, and that's the second page of hemptations.com. The first page has events that we're involved in personally, Hemptations involved, or I personally am involved in. And then here is an event where you can actually go out. We'll see. We'll see what's going on in North Carolina, specifically Asheville, at the end of June. But the Southern Atlantic and Arts Expo, Hemp Industry Trade Show, and Consumer Marketplace is going to be going on. There's going to be an art festival, obviously, as well as the hemp stuff. And that is going to be at the Asheville WNC Ag Center. And so, again, I will post this on the website. So if you want to be reminded later, it will be there. And so there you have it. That's the news. That's the events. That's the What Are You Wearing Beach product spotlight. And a little bit of me on the High Noon Hemp Show here at High Noon. Like Joe said over there, season finale next week. You're going to want to be involved. We got hemp history.
Big cliffhangers.
We'll find out. Yeah, find out whether we're going to be signed back up for season 8.
Maybe we'll introduce a minor character so we can kill them off in the season finale.
It's true. Coach Reddy's going to be here. I'm not saying he's going to. If he has a red shirt on our interview, then he might not be around any longer. No, that was a Star Trek thing. If they had a specific colored shirt, then you knew that they were the ones that were going to be sacrificed. We wouldn't sacrifice Coach Freddie. We love him too much. And so tune in next week to find out.
Indeed.
Either way, remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
See you all next week.